Okay, so the Cleveland Browns end up continuing their very lively draft here. Obviously, with the trade back early on to get some extra picks. Well, this was one of just their picks, I believe. Harold Fannin Jr., the 20-year-old out of Bowling Green. Yes, 20-year-old tight end here. So we're going to show some film, and it's going to be a very exciting film. Although, I think the fact that he's 20 has to be something that we keep in mind while we talk about him. Tight end is notoriously a position that takes some time to develop because, I mean, you're not the strongest player at that point just because you're younger, and he's a bit of a smaller tight end as well. So you do just feel like as he gets older, he will get better. That's usually what happens with tight ends. Usually, they don't hit their peak right away. There are some exceptions, of Brock Bowers, for example, but those are rare. Usually, you get better. And so for the Browns, who are in a rebuild, they don't need a player who's going to be at their peak right away, right? And so to get a tight end now, again, they have David Njoku, but you can use two tight ends, right? Like, you don't need to just have one guy out there. So ultimately, I think this is kind of an interesting way to help bolster the receiving core, perhaps. I think he is someone who could be someone who can work in the receiving game. I think you hope that you can develop him to be a complete tight end, but ultimately you're probably just going to start him as a receiving tight end, and then hopefully you can kind of build him from, fill everything else out after that. At least that's how I would personally view this right now for the Cleveland Browns. So ultimately, yeah, those are my thoughts on why I think it makes sense for him to join the Browns. But now let's shift gears a little bit and just talk about him himself. What are the Browns getting? Let's jump into the film. Let's actually start off with a blocking play, because I think this is interesting. So he is a player where, I think for a lot of these tight ends, they might not be the best blockers right away. Usually they're good receivers, and you hope you just kind of develop the blocking. And when you see, okay, he's a guy who's only 230 pounds, he's only 20, like, you almost just expect, okay, there's going to be some development here. But he actually blocked pretty well in college. Like this play, for example, you see who he's supposed to block. When this play begins, it starts off as a double team. He's going to end up sticking with the guy he is currently on right here. And, the run's going to the left. The defender looks like they might be able to get to the left and potentially make a play. But watch as Fannin is able to just kind of push him aside. And again, the play still didn't work. But I thought Fannin did a pretty good job there. And honestly, on a lot of these plays, I think he does a pretty good job at blocking. He's not a star. That's not why you're drafting him, I don't think. But he is better than you would think at that, given his frame and his age. But of course, as I said, you're not drafting him for his blocking. Well, let's talk about the stuff that isn't his blocking. So first, this play, it's going to be a man coverage concept. And that is what the offense is going to do right here. We have multiple receivers run routes that are going to, get kind of towards the goal line, essentially just try to clear out an area for Fannin Jr. to get open. That is where Fannin is on this play. So, okay, watch him and watch the route running he has here. Watch how he sets up as though he could be doing anything, cuts well towards the sideline, is able to make the grab, and gets into the end zone for a touchdown. It's good receiving tight end stuff, right? Which is what you want. Someone who can be shifty enough to make these plays work, and also who understands just the game of football well enough to make this play work, right? The not selling what you're doing right away, or not showing what you're doing right away, and then being able to sell as though you could do anything, and then cutting, all that good stuff. It works. Also, a play like this, what's going to happen is, so it's going to be a play action, and again, you see where he is on the field. He's going to start off blocking and then run a route that's going to go more underneath right here. Watch as when this play begins, you see that, okay, clears out the blocking part, able to make the grab. All this stuff is good. Nothing too fancy, right? I mean, the concept kind of just worked. He gets open. Hey, he did his job. Give him credit. But this isn't like a crazy highlight reel level play or anything. But watch what he's going to do now. Watch he's able to juke out that defender, still gets tackled by that defender, but picks up another 10 yards because of that little move. So again, that's kind of what I like about him. He's just really nice footwork. And again, maybe not the biggest tight end, so you almost need that if you're going to be successful, but definitely has the footwork and the route running to make this stuff work. And I think that what you maybe hope is that as he gets a couple years older, his frame just fills out a little bit more and he can develop that way. Because this play, this is what you really like. I mean, this is the play. This is the Harold Fannin Jr. play, I guess. It's not like it's a highlight reel level play. I'm just saying, or it's not like it's not like he has an Odell Beckham Jr. catch is what I'm trying to say. But this is just a play to show what you would like about him. So you see where he is on the field. It's a one-on-one matchup. And again, watch his quick cut to the left, or step to the left, then cuts over towards the right, and is just able to gain some separation right off the line. And at this point, he has a window. Watch, quarterback hits him in stride, and he's able to pick up a good amount of yards. Those are the things you like. He's still big enough at 6'4" to where if he gets a step on you, he's able to make a grab and go a long way. Again, being able to be 6'4" and to move this well, that doesn't happen too often, right? And so that's what you like about him. And again, this one's another type of those plays similar to what we're talking about, but ultimately this is, again, I think a thing that will really play well at the NFL level and something that just you don't always get. So you see where he is on the field. He's going to be going up against a zone coverage concept. When this play begins, you see how right here, a couple things to note. For one thing, again, I always talk about that stem portion of the route, the beginning part of the route where you haven't yet shown what you're doing. This is always so important because defenders they're smart. And in the NFL, they're smarter. And they can realize if you start to move in one direction, where you're going to go and how to be all over that. You got to make sure you're not selling anything. He's not selling anything. Here's what's interesting about this play is you see how there's essentially been a window cleared out right where he is because of just the way the concept is designed to work defensively. There's kind of nobody on Fannin right here. So what is Fannin going to do? And this is probably how the play was designed anyway, but still, what is he going to do? He just cuts on a dime, is open, is able to make the grab, and does what he can to make sure he picks up the first down and is successful in doing so. So, yeah. Ultimately, it's hard to not really like his tape, right? It's really good stuff. I do think that there is some projection when it comes to just, you are going to be going to a bit of a, it's going to be definitely a jump in competition going to the NFL level. Everyone has that. He's going to have it a little bit more, but ultimately the receiving is just so consistently good, and that's one thing that you can't really show in a film study, but I'll just tell you, it is consistent. He's often winning. I think when you look at that kind of stuff, that's why you just have to ultimately bank on him being a successful NFL player. But yeah, that's what I think about all of this. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video and want to hear more of my thoughts, well, for one thing, you can check out my movie channel. Yes, I have a movie channel. You can check the link in the description below. I do some fun things like some movie reviews, even some TV show reviews, tier list, fun things like that, so you can check that out. Also, make sure that you are subscribed and paying attention to this channel, as there will be plenty of draft content. I plan on making a video for every first-round pick, many of the other picks throughout the draft, and also I will do recaps for each team after the draft is over. So I will eventually talk about every single pick from your favorite team. Be on the lookout for that, as it will be out this weekend. And also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter. I am at Jackson Kruger, or X, whatever you prefer to call it. But yeah, that's all I got. Thanks again for watching till the end of the video.